Hi, Matt with eTrailer. If you have a 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander and you want a rack that's going to be really easy to take on and off your vehicle and then easy to store too, then the Thule Epos bike rack is going to be a great option for you. So let's check it out. This rack's also going to be capable of carrying a lot of different types of bikes. So first off, this is going to have a capacity to carry bikes up to 75 pounds. Now, if you have two bikes on here, the full capacity of the carrier is going to be 140 pounds. But that's not going to affect its tilt away at all. A lot of carriers, if it has a really high weight capacity, it doesn't tilt back that far, but this one is pretty extreme. It's really easy to use too. All I have to do is press this lever right here with my foot. Once I press it, I can just pull this towards me. I'm not really pulling a whole lot. It's more so falling back towards me in a smooth motion. I'm a big fan of that. And this gives me plenty of room to access my hatch. So if you ever needed to come back here and either put up some groceries, or if you just wanted to get ready for your ride, you can do that. You can tie your shoes, grab your helmet. Once you're done with that, all you have to do is close this back up. And to put this back into the seated position, all you have to do is just grab our bike, just lightly push up on it. And of course, if you have those heavier bikes on here, you might have to push a little bit more, but the way this is designed, pivots really easy. And we can also check out how our bike is going to interact with the back of our vehicle. So the closest point we have of our bike is going to be the handlebar. So if you're on those really bumpy roads, this might bounce around a whole lot, and this is going to be on something really bouncy, so you probably won't get this much bouncing when you're driving, and we still have plenty of clearance from our window. Now, of course, if you have a mountain bike, you're going to have those wider handlebars. Something to keep in mind though, this is a medium frame bike, so if something's a little bit bigger, then you're even going to be further away because our window does kind of taper up at the very top. The other point I'd recommend checking out is going to be the strap from our center or mass. So this does stick out pretty far, and the reason why I chose this location is because it's going to be the furthest away from our vehicle. But it will make contact at some point. It's definitely something to consider, but since this is made out of a softer plastic, it's not going to be likely to scratch anything up. What I like to do is start by removing these straps. And it's really simple to use. You just have to press this button and push this out. And these really tuck away really nicely out of our way. And then if we go to the front side, I'll remove this one too. And what I like about this design is it actually has a ratcheting device on here. So if you really need to tighten something down, you can do that just by pulling on it. It'll cinch it down. Makes this process a lot easier. Once you're done with this, we're going to go over to that center mass. And what's cool about the center mass is it can mount either to your rear tire or anywhere on your frame. So this is great if you have any bikes that are carbon frame, alternative frame, or those bikes with a really nice paint job that you don't want to scuff up. And like I said earlier, I thought this strap was going to be furthest away from our vehicle if I put it at this location, so that's another benefit of this. Once you're done, all you have to do is just lift up on your bike and pull it towards you, and then you can take it out for a ride. And putting it up is pretty easy. All you have to do is position this and then push down on it, cinch into place. You even have a spot for the strap to tuck away at, and you can just fold this down so it's not sticking up as you drive. What I like about that too is it actually comes with a lock core, so you get additional security for your bike so no one can come by and take them. And you could put this back into this ratcheting point, or you could come over to the second location and just put it in like that. It's a little bit easier just to take it in and out this way. Now we get a few measurements just to see how this is going to live back here. So the first one I'm going to get is going to be a ground clearance, and that's going to be at 16 inches. Which is pretty good even if you do have those heavier bikes on here. The second measurement I'm going to get is going to be the distance from our back bumper to the back of the carrier. That's going to be about 27 inches, which is pretty compact for the most part. And a lot of racks will actually have a fold-up position. This one actually doesn't. It actually does have a separate fold-up position, and that's really easy to do. All you have to do is push up on these arms. They put it like this, but as you can see, this really isn't saving you any room on the back of your vehicle. It's also not recommended to drive like this. What this position's mainly for is when you're storing it. So when you put it in your garage, it's not going to take up too big of a footprint there. But since you're not going to be driving like this, in this position, this really isn't going to block anything on the back of your vehicle. So your license plates, your taillights, and back window won't be obstructed. Now you're probably going to pick this up a little bit in your backup camera, but that's good, because when you're backing up, you're going to want to know where exactly this is so you don't hit anything. And the way this is going to install is we're going to have an 1.25 inch shank, and it's going to have a 2-inch sleeve adapter. So that means it can go into our 2-inch receiver right here. This also will go into an 1.25 inch receiver. You just have to take off that sleeve. We're also going to have this quick release pin hook right here. Really easy to use. All I have to do is pull on it, then you pull this out, and installing it is vice versa. And at the very back, we'll notice we have this anti-rattle device. What's nice about this is you don't need any tools to operate this. Really easy to adjust. You just reach around here, undo this. I can actually pull this around and adjust this so I can get the most leverage out of it if I just need to tighten it up just a bit more. And right above that, we're going to have our wheels. These wheels just make carrying this a little bit easier to do. So if trying to pick this up and carry it is a bit of a struggle for you, you can just wheel this around. In my opinion, I think this is a pretty unique option out there, and it's really nice if you are looking for something that's really easy to store and take out of the back of your vehicle. It's going to be able to carry those really heavy bikes and those carbon frame bikes too, so it's going to be able to carry a variety of different types of bikes. If you are looking at something just a little bit more premium, but you want this exact same thing, there is a version of this that does have a light kit on the back of it. In my opinion, we're really not blocking any of our lights, so we should be good in that respect. But that's just a look at the Thule Epos bike rack on the back of our 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.